Hi Year 11, this video is to walk you through how to draw your kitchen tidy which you've been making in the workshop or about to, and your drawings will need to include any modifications that you've created. So, once you've installed Fusion, you've opened it up, just from the very top you'll have one tab open most likely, the current drawing you're working on. When you have multiple open at a time, you'll see they're open as different drawings. Up the top here you've got a design option, so it's like a design view you are working in, and there's more here that we can look at later on in the year. So just for now, leave it in design. Working left to right, the first option you've got here is to create a sketch. So when you click that, your screen changes and it's basically asking what view do you want to draw from, the front, looking down, or looking at a side view. So the first part of my drawing that I'm going to draw is the top piece of the kitchen tidy. So I'm going to draw that looking downwards. Okay. When you click it, your screen spins so you are looking straight at that view. At the same time, you get some drawing tools up the top here. So you've got a rectangle here. Let's click there. And if you just stop there, it says place first corner. So that's your first tip. So click, move your mouse track or your trackpad out in the direction you want to draw it, and the highlighted dimension there is the one you start typing in first. So the width of our timber is 140 millimeters, and you click tab on your keyboard to get to the other dimension and you type in the length of your timber. So for me, my top piece was 525 millimeters. Click enter on the keyboard. That locks in that shape. And to make it 3D, it's an extrusion. Extrusion starts with E, and when you click it, it'll spin, and you can just zoom out with a 2-finger pinch on a trackpad or using a scroll wheel on a mouse. And also what happens is the extrude box opens up, and these pop up and you work from top to bottom. So the type's already selected as an extrusion. The next thing you need to do is select the profile. Click. There it is. You can then work down this list and it wants a distance next, or you can click and drag the arrow, or you can just start typing the number. So our number is 19, which is the thickness of the timber. Enter. Okay, that's all I'm going to do to that top piece for now. That has started building our drawing in files over here. So it's put this drawing in as body number 1, and our original sketch, which was just the plain rectangle, has stored it in the sketches folder as well. But you can keep those closed for now. Alright, so we're building this in pieces, completely apart from each other. I'm going to go to create sketch this time, and I'm going to select the side view because I'm going to be drawing the side pieces. Okay, so it's spun, so I'm looking at it from the side. Same again, rectangle. I'm just going to draw it over here, click, move, type the height for that blue highlighted dimension, and mine is going to be 275. Tab, 140. Enter. And I'm going to extrude that. So that was E on the keyboard, and my thickness of my timber is still 19 for that. Enter. The next thing I need to draw is my through housing groove. So sketch again. This time I'm going to, instead of clicking a view, I'm going to click this face. And now I'm going to do a little bit of construction work to figure out the best spot to start my rectangle. So I'm going to use the line tool, and I'm going to measure down 114 millimeters. Enter. I've got a line there over top of that edge, and I'm going to start my rectangle at that point there. Click, move, type that dimension there that's blue, so that'll be 19. Tab, half the thickness of the timber approximately, so 9.5. Enter, and now I'm going to extrude that. So click E, select your profile, which is that rectangle, and I can drag it backwards, and you'll notice it turns red because it's going to subtract that from that piece. Enter. So that's that groove done. This part is now a little trickier. We're going to start drawing our dovetails. This I find is the quickest way. There are other ways. Sketch from the side view. I'm just going to place them somewhat close by underneath. And you'll see as I move my mouse, my grid expands with it. Okay, so click, move, type. They're going to be 19 mil long because it matches the thickness of the timber it goes into. And we're going to set this width to 17. Enter. Now guys, if you've already had a crack at this and you've drawn them, whatever dimensions you chose for your dovetail are fine. Okay, I'll do some construction lines on here. Line tool. Now when you hover over the line, you'll get a couple of indicators as to where you are. So I'm paused there. You'll see I've got a blue cross. That just tells me I am on the line. I'm not slightly off it, top to bottom, back to front, left to right. I'm right on it. You go to a corner, you get a blue square. You come to the center, you say, yep, I'm on the line, and the triangle means you're in the dead center. So I'm going to click there, go straight down, and again, I've got that blue triangle and the cross. I'm dead center. Okay, I'm going to draw another line from there out 4. So it was click, move, type. I'm going to go 4.5, enter, and same the other way. Line tool, click, move, type, 4.5, enter. Line tool again. I'm going to go from here to here, here to here, and now I can trim away some lines that I don't want. So trim was the key word there. Trim starts with T, so it's T on the keyboard. And if you hover over it without clicking, it gives you a preview. So the red means, yep, that's the one. And if you're happy with it, click on it. Done. So E for extrude. I'm going to type in 19. Enter. There's my dovetail. I'm not going to draw that again. So in create, if you come down here, there is one called pattern, and you can go rectangular, circular, pattern on a path. So I'm going to go rectangular. This pops up. So type, you could change if you needed to. We're going to try rectangular. Object type, this is important. As I said before, it's building these as bodies and sketches so far. So we've only got a body to choose from. Object, this one, okay, says it's selected. Axes, I believe this one. Right, now if I just zoom in here now, you'll see I've got 2 arrows on this. Now if I drag this out, it's creating the other dovetails for us. Okay, now you can also type in how many you want over that distance. So I'm going to type in 4. I'm just playing with this at the moment. There we go. And you'll see the distance is 90. Now I can't quite see what that is in comparison to here. And it should be from that point there to that point there. So I'm just going to click on my little cube widget here on the right face. There we go. Now I can see I'm way off it. So I'm actually going to make this the 140. So it might be from the center of this one to the center of that one, 140. This distribution option, so we can choose from extent or spacing as well. Let's try spacing, and I can see in my instructions from the Gifkin booklet that the spacing is 38. Let's try that. That looks better to me. So I'm just going to spin my drawing so I can click and drag this cube. Whoa, that spun way too fast for me. I can also click on this house. There we go, I've got my view back, and then I can zoom back in again. I'll go to the right view. That looks a little better, it's just not quite centered. That's okay. So I'm happy with that. 4 pins with a spacing, okay, spacing of the 38 mils. Now, I don't want axis number 2, so I'm not even going to bother with it. So just click OK. Cool. I'm just going to join these to these. Now, you might be thinking, but miss, you drew that to a certain length, and I did. So I'm just going to spin this slightly. I'm going to click E on my keyboard, click on that face, and I'm going to say, well, just take that 19 mil off, minus 19. And now I'm going to stick these on there. So I'm going to right click on one, move copy, top to bottom. They're not faces, they're bodies. Selection. This one, this one, this one, this one. Move type. So you can free move this around your screen. Never pick that. Very little control. You can slide it, which is what translate means. You'll know that from year 8 maths. You can rotate it, so spin it on a certain axis, or point to point's my favourite one. So select that one. I'm actually going to click on this bottom point, just bear with me. And target point, just for now, I'm going to click here. Right view. Right. You'll see now that they didn't quite span the full length. That's fine. I'm going to change my move type now, and I can grab my arrows and slide them across. So that jumped from 0 to 10. So I'm going to make it minus 5 and see what that looks like. I'm happy with that. I can grab this arrow and drag it down. Not 20, but the minus 19. Oh, look at that. Pretty. Enter. Done. Now these are still 2 separate bodies. I should be able to combine these. Okay, so in your modify tools you have a combine, target body, tool body, select those 4, so 1 and 4, operation, join, don't worry about this, and keep tools yes, click OK. Let's look at our bodies. Didn't quite work. Let's try that again. Combine. We'll zoom right out. It may have worked actually. That's body 1. Yep, body 2, and it's kept 3, 4, 5 and 6 as individual pins. So you can actually turn these off here. So they're still there, but they'll be invisible. Okay, cancel. Turn those off. Hidden, 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 and hidden. Now we've just got our side piece, the upright with the through housing with our dovetails on it. Beautiful. Now we need another one for over here. Don't bother drawing it again. Right click, copy. It's a body. Which body? This one, and you'll see it's only selected body 2. We're going to create a copy at the same time as we slide it. Okay, and I'm going to slide it this way. Done, but miss, the through housing's on the other side. So what? Spin it around, rotate. And it'll say which axis. I'm going to spin it around the upright one. You click on it, and now you can spin it. And you want to get that to 180 degrees. If you can't land on it, just type it in. Click enter. Done. I'll just go to home and you can see top and my sides. Okay. I will now draw the bottom piece of our carcass, which is going to be very simple. Sketch. I'm going to zoom in, out, so I can click on the top view, reposition screen, rectangle, I'll just do it down here somewhere. Now the length of my base piece I had at 450, okay, but the highlighted one there is the width, which was 140, tab, and that one there, mine's 450. enter, E for extrude, click on the profile, and 19 enter. Great, done. I'm ready to start joining this together. And then you might be thinking, oh great, now I've got to draw all those pins back in for them to match there. You don't. Watch this. This time I'm going to go right click on this one, move copy. It's not a face, it's a body. Selection, this one. Move type, point to point. Origin point. I'm going to move it from, I'll zoom in so it's easy to see. I'm going to go from this point here. Okay, and my target point, the next thing in my list, is going to be here. This one there. Now it jumps there as a preview, so you can zoom in and check it's at the right spot. Yeah, lines up that way, lines up that way. And you can go, okay, it's in place. Yeah, but miss, you just moved it over top. You didn't actually cut those pieces out. You're right, I didn't. If I move this, they're not there. Okay? Right, Command Z, undo. But watch this. I'm going to go combine. Target body. I want to cut something out of this one from the tool, well, based on this one. What do I want to do as an operation? I don't want to join them. I want to cut them. Okay? And I want to keep the tool. Click OK. Looks no different, miss. Well, it does. Watch this. Move copy. Bodies. That one. Slide it. Oh, look at that. They're in there. Okay? Just going to click OK and hit Control Z. Sorry, Command Z. It's back together. We do the same thing to the other one. Right click, move copy, it's a body, selection, that one, move type, point to point, origin point. I'm just going to orbit my drawing and pick that point, and he should line up with, whoops, I picked the wrong one. So I picked the wrong point there. I should have picked that one. So you just come over here to origin point and cross it off, and then you can pick it again. That one, target point, that one. I'm just going to spin it, make sure I did get it right. Whoa. The trackpad is very sensitive. It is easier using this program with a mouse. Well, there's another way to orbit too. Down here, orbit, you can click that and then spin your screen. So it does look pretty well lined up to me. So escape to turn off orbit on your keyboard and click OK. So now we're ready to do our combine again. Target body, I want to cut this one based off the tool, which is this one. It's going to be a cut. We're keeping the tool. We're clicking OK. Done. Right. Let's do the top one. So hopefully now you've worked out that you don't have to bother drawing the through housings in here. We can use that same tool to cut them out based off where it sits with these ones in it. So I'm just going to do a little bit of math. Inspection, measure. How far is it from here to here? Should be, yep, 450. I'm going to write that down. Escape. I'm going to go again. Measure this piece from there to there, 525. So hopefully you can do the maths quick in your head and know that the difference between those two numbers is 75. That's the total overhang. You need to divide it by 2 to work out how much overhang on each side. So 75 divided by 2 is 37.5. Handy. So, escape to turn that off or close it, right click, move copy, body, this one, move type to start with is point to point, Origin point, I'm going to pick this one. And target point, I'm going to pick this one. Not quite right yet, but that's okay. I can switch over to translate, which is slide, and I can tell it slide it this way, my 37.5. Cool. And you can see it's typed it in here. I want to now move it down, which is this one. And that relates on this drawing too, so that's Z. So Z. Now, if you're moving up away from the origin, it's a positive number. If you're moving down, it's a negative. So I'm going to make this negative 9.5. Okay, happy with that. Click OK. Taking its time. Almost done. So, combine, target body. I need to cut the 3 housings into this one based on, and this is the only annoying thing, you can only pick one tool body at a time. Oh, no, that's changed. Great update. Cool. So that should cut those 2 through housing grooves at the same time. It's a cut. We're keeping the tools. Click OK. And if I was to prove that to you now, move copy, body, just slide it up for now. Sorry. Look, 3 housings are in it. Okay? Cancel. Done. That's starting to look like our little kitchen tidy. We can now put our shelf in. So I'm going to go inspect again. Measure from that point there to that point there. Write down your number. Mine's 431. Thickness is 19 and the depth we know is 140. Cool, I've got all the information I need. Sketch. I'm going to go from the front view. Rectangle. Thickness 19. Oops, that's an 8. 19. Tab. 431 for me. Enter. E for extrude. Click that face. You can either drag the arrow or type in your number. There you go. Nothing fancy about that shelf. Right click, move copy. It's a body. I'm going to go point to point. My origin point, I'm just going to pick that one. And my target point, that one. Ooh, what happened then? I hadn't made my selection. Better start again. My bad, sorry. Move copy. Body. Selection. There it is. Point to point. That one. So that one looks good to me. Click OK. There's our carcass done. Okay. I might draw in my front door, and whatever you have started to do as a modification, you now need to start drawing onto this. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my front door, and then I'm going to show you how to export this into an exploded drawing and into an orthogonal and also some working drawings. Lots to do. So, some measurements again. From this line here to this line here, I've got a distance of 412, and escape. From this line here to this line here, I've got a measurement of 123. Now I'm going to have a 3mm clearance around my door. Front view. So a 3mm clearance means I need to take off 6mm from both of those numbers. So I'm going to go 406 and 123 minus 6, that'll be 117. And from 412, I'm going to make it 406. And I'm going to extrude that. 19. Enter. I can move copy that now. Sorry, not move copy. I can just move that. So right click, move, body, this one. And I'm going to go point to point to start with. from this point to this point, and then I'm going to use my translate to go up 3 millimeters and across on the Z 3 millimeters as well. Okay, there's my front door done. If I look at my front, you'll see it's got that space all the way around it. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to actually make this look like timber and how to actually be timber. One way is to apply an appearance, but all that really does is paints a picture of timber on the surface. The cool thing about Fusion is that you can do kind of like stress tests on certain joints. So we could stress test this joint to see how strong it is, but it needs to know what material it is and its physical properties. So if you just use the appearance tool, which is this, A on your keyboard, and you just threw on timber, so let me just move this up a little, scroll this down. I have a feeling my dog's about to bark. I'm really sorry. I can hear it growling. We'll see. And we go down here, there's some wood, so you can open up those folders. Ours is pine. Oh, there it is. Now, I've used this a lot. Yours, you might need to download it, and there'll be a download button. So you just click that, and you can click and drag these onto it. Now, our grain direction runs the other way, so let's change that. So you right click on it, and you go to Texture Map Controls. It's selected. We're going to go planar, axes. You want it to run along that edge, and look at that. The grain changed. And click OK. That looks way better. And so you could do that for each piece as an appearance, but it doesn't know it's timber. It just looks like that. Doesn't matter for this project. Yes, because when we export this as a different drawing later and we build our bill of materials, it's going to think it's mild steel because that's default. This grey is mild steel. Okay? We don't want our bill of materials to say steel. We want it to say timber. So, let's look at another way to do this. I just went Control Z. There is an option, I believe, physical material, properties. Let's look at physical material for body 1, and it looks very similar. So yeah, it says it's steel. We want to go down to timber this time, or wood. Find pine. Oh look, radiata pine. And throw that onto it. Okay, you can change your grain direction. I might even just see if I can throw that onto my other pieces at the same time. Now it's got the physical characteristics of timber, that is radiata pine. Close. I can change my grain direction on a face. Why is it mucking up? There we go. Texture map controls, selection's done, change that to planar, and pick the axes that you want the grain to run along. Done. Okay. Do the same here. My mistake. Old habits. Cool. Really happy with that. So now it actually looks like timber and it actually is timber. Go ahead, draw on all your modifications that you've been designing, and we want to save it. So up here you can click on the disk. It'll say where. Mine's going in my woods folder. You can click this drop down to select wherever else you want it. So mine's in woods. And let's give it a name. And you'll notice up the top it changes to the name. And you can see my older ones have an asterisk. If yours ever has an asterisk next to it, it hasn't been saved. Like you've done work on it without saving it. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to change this into an orthogonal drawing. So orthogonal means front, top, side. So, watch and learn. File, new drawing, from design. Okay. Components, visible only. We don't want it sending across these ones that we hid. Drawing, create new, yep, it's first time. Template from scratch. Standard, ISO. Units, millimeters. Sheet size, A4. You'd click OK. I'm just going to show you something. So I'm just going to hit cancel. When you first install Fusion, it has some settings you should change. So click on your name and click on preferences. And this will take me a hot minute. It's in drawing. Okay, in drawing here, make sure it's ISO there, units millimeters, A4, projection angle, third angle. It's probably on first. This will really annoy you if you haven't changed it yet. So make sure it says third angle. And everything else should be fine. So click apply and OK. And then when you send this across, file, new drawing, from design, visible only, new, from scratch, ISO, millimeters, A4, and we're going to do this as orientation landscape. Click OK. It's going to think for a minute. Don't worry about the wheel of death, it's thinking. It's opening up a new tab for you. It's still thinking, don't freak out. It's loading that sheet with all those preferences set. There we go. There's our sheet. And attached to my mouse is my front view. Click. Now, once I've clicked, I can come over here to our drawing view panel, and yep, it's a front. I only want to see the visible edges. Scale 1 to 10, so we can make this bigger. We might make it 1 to 5. And we're going to click OK. Pretty cool. Now, I can click on this, and up the top here, I can go give me the projected view from this drawing to the top and to the right hand side. Now, if you hadn't had set your preferences as third angle, when you drag out to the right, it'll end up giving the left hand view, and when you dragged up to the top, it would have ended up giving you the base view. I can explain it another time, but just make sure you've done that third angle setting. Click, and I also want to see an isometric view out here. Done. Okay, escape on your keyboard. There they are. Now I want to see some more joinery, so I'm just going to double click on this. And I'm going to say, look, it's locked in the scale from the parent, which was this one, so that's good. But I want to tell it to show me the hidden details as well. So now I can see where I've got some joinery from my dovetails all the way down in the bottom. And I can see also aligned with that is the through housing, and I can see where my door sits in line with it as well. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Sorry. Close. Double click. I'm going to change that one to show the hidden detail as well. So again, I can see where my side pieces go up into it. I can see my through housing. I can see where my door sits. Pretty good. Click close. And this one I want it to be rendered, so double click and just tell it shaded. Click close. And we're ready to dimension this. Now, guys, we're not in graphics tech. I'm going to click and get rid of the title box for the sake of this assessment task. So now if I click and move this, the side view moves with it. If I move side to side, the top view moves with it as well. That is AS 1100. That's a drawing standard that they always line up. So you can literally draw a line from here up and it lines up. From here, lines up. Your top piece lines up to the top piece in the side view. Okay? I'm just going to spread that one out a little. Now we're going to dimension this with enough dimensions to hopefully build it. So up the top here, we have dimensions. Click on that one. And I'm going to take an overall dimension up the top. Click, click, click to place. The width of the top piece. Click, click. Ooh, see, I missed it slightly. Escape. Dimension again. There to there. There we go. 140. Now down on the bottom, I might want to know this width. 450. I might tell it the overhang as well. And I might tell it how long this shelf is as well. Now, this gets messy. So what you should really do is all your internal measurements first and then your most outer ones. But I'm just going to click on that one, escape, click on that one and move him down below. That's much tidier. So you've got your shorter ones on the inside, the longer ones on the outside. And I might click and move this one up. Done. Okay, so I've got enough information to make the top piece. I've got enough information to cut the length of the shelf. In the side view, I might show a few more things. I'm going to show the thickness of the timber there, the thickness of the groove there, the thickness of this timber there, the overall distance out here. Not quite sure why that's saying 284.5. I must have done a typo in my first drawing. That's fine, doesn't matter. And I'm also going to show from this point here how far it is down to that shelf. So let's just work around the drawing now. Have I got enough information for the top piece? Yep, it's 525 by 140 and it's 19mm thick. The sides, I don't, because it doesn't go the whole way up into the top. It's actually from here to the bottom. So you could throw in another one there, from there down to the bottom. There, the 275. And we can squeeze it in there. Now I've got the length, and from the front I could show its thickness. So I could say, alright, from here to here is 19. So I can do the front, I can do the sides. The front, the shelf is 432 by a depth, which you can really tell from here, depth of 140, because there's no hidden detail to suggest it's not full width. Can I do the bottom piece? Yes, it's 450 length, 140 wide, and 19. I've got enough information on there to do the carcass. I don't have enough information for the front panel, but my drawing's getting too busy. So I'm going to leave it there. Now, down the bottom here, you'll see that this is sheet 1, okay, inside untitled 1. So I'm going to save this sheet. It's my kitchen tidy drawing orthogonal. Save. I'm going to leave it open there, and I'm going to jump back to this drawing, which they are linked. And now I'm going to show you how to do a working drawing. So back to this one. We're going to go File, New Drawing, from Design, and we're going to send across the selected ones only. But watch this, it's asking for components. We don't have any of those, we've only got bodies. So we first need to click on the bodies folder and go create components from bodies. Oh look, they changed. Now, when we do that, File, New Drawing, from Design, we're doing it manually, not automatic, okay, manually, not the full assembly, just the select ones. So contents, yep, select components, which one? So I'm going to just select the top piece first. It's not a new one. If we click here now, it's our kitchen tidy orthogonal sheet. We're creating a new sheet, okay? Still landscape, still A4 because everything else is set. Click OK. Right, so down here you'll see sheet 1. Now we've got sheet 2. Click to place. We can change this to 1 to 5 if you want. Yep. Hidden and visible. Okay. So now I've got the front view of it, the parent top, and side. Escape. Now I can name this as piece number 1. It thinks I'm right clicking. That's better. 1. Top. Close. We can dimension every single piece now. Very, very clearly. So I can show that. It's 525. Don't care about the page border. I can show the exact overhang. I can show the exact thickness of the through housing. I'll line it up with that one. I can show the width. I can show the thickness. And I can show the depth of the groove. Every single measurement I need for that top piece. I'm going to click Save. Okay, now I'm going to bring in the side piece. So I'm going to come back to here. File, New Drawing, from Design. It's not the full assembly, it's just the piece I select. So now here's my left side. It's not a new drawing, it's in our orthogonal. I'm not creating a new sheet. Sheet 1 was our orthogonal, sheet 2 is our working drawings. Click OK. Give it a second. It's attached to my mouse. I've got my front view. Click OK. That's my parent, front, side, and I don't really want to see that as the top, so I can actually say, well, show me the top of this piece. There it is there. Okay, escape. Name it. Part 2. Left side. Close. Dimension this. Full length, 275. Full width. If you zoom in, you get better control over the placement. 140. Thickness, 19. Now see how the 19's on that side? It's because that's the last side I clicked. Escape. Click there. Second one, there. Now the 19's on the other side. 19. From here to here, 114. Here to here, 19. Done. And here to here on the angle, but if I then come out straight, you can tell they're 19. The only thing I haven't put on here, depth of the groove, down there. So that's the left side. I'm going to bring in the right side. Hit save. I'm going to bring in the right side. File, new drawing, from design. Not the full assembly. I'm going to go select. I want my right side. It's not a new drawing. It's that one. It's sheet number 2. It'll fit. Click OK. That one, front. That one, OK. That's my parent. I want the left-hand view. See if I go right, that's the outside of it, because that's what it looks like when you look from the right. Escape. I'm going to make this one the parent now, and I'm going to get the top view from that one. Escape. Name him. Three. Right side. Close. Dimensions. I'll just do this quickly because you've already seen it. Remember, enough dimensions to go and make this piece. Done. Now I think I could potentially it's not working. It's going to click save. I think it's just lagging a little. There we go. Select everything and move it closer to that one. Keeping it as aligned as possible. I might just pull this down. That looks better. I may be able to fit my shelf on here. Save. Kitchen tidy. See if I can fit my shelf on. File, new drawing, from design. Just the selected piece. That one. Whoops, destination closed. It's not new, it's that one. I think I can fit it on sheet 2. Click OK. Now, it's 1 to 10. Let's change that to 1 to 5 to match everything else. Click OK. That's my front view. I think I can fit it. Parent. That one. There it is. Can't quite fit it. I don't want to squeeze it in. I'll show you what you do now. I'm just going to delete that. Delete that. I could spread this back out again, which, I would now because it's just a waste of space. I'm just going to hit save because I wanted to show you this anyway. When things don't fit. Back in here, File, New Drawing from Design, Manual, select the shelf, Create New. Nope, it's my kitchen drawing. It won't fit. That's my orthogonal. That's my working drawing first sheet. I can create a new sheet. Click OK. It'll open up this tab again. Now I've got 3 sheets. Okay, now I can place it here. I'm not confined by space. I can make it the 1 to 5. Click OK. Make that the parent so I can get my top. And my right side view, I can name that. So that was piece 1, 2, 3, 4. Close. Dimension, just do this quickly. Okay. I'm on sheet 3. Save. File, New Drawing, from Design. Select. Kitchen Tidy, sheet 3. Click OK. One to 5. Front, top, side, escape. Just going to move this one across. Just going to move that one across. That's better. It's going to be piece 5. Close, dimension, length from the top, width from the front, thickness from the side. Now if you've gone and put your mitered frame around this, or you've got inlay, you would have done all of those features in your isometric drawing, okay, and they'd come across with it and you would dimension everything that comes across, okay. So that's all of the parts we've drawn. You would bring a part across every other part you've drawn because of your modifications. Yes, it might be more work, but it's going to set you apart from everyone else in the marking criteria because of the amount of detail, precision, and skill in your drawing. Okay, that's what bumps you up into those higher band marks. So you could end up with just 2 sheets, 3 sheets, 5 sheets, a lot. Don't worry how many pages. The drawings are important. Let them take up the space they need to take up. I'm just going to click save on that. Click OK. And the other sort of drawing we can produce is an exploded drawing. So I might make a second video for that. pretty sure this video is long enough as it is.